Hi, I have some short classic book recommendations for you. These are very short, like you can read these books in one day, and most of these books are Penguin Black classic editions, like short classic editions. I would recommend you read all these books at least twice to fully comprehend what the author was trying to convey, because that's what I did. I googled all these books after I finished reading them so that I can read about other people's thoughts on these books and just understand what these books truly meant. So yeah, let's move on to the recommendations. The first book is Letters to a Young Poet. It is about this author who is writing these letters to this young man, and he is teaching him, he is imparting his wisdom about art and life in general. And although this book is written for artists, it can also be read by every single person on this planet. It is so wise, it is so full of wisdom and so many beautiful thoughts. Like you can either read one letter each day, or you can read this whole book in one single day in a short amount of time because of how beautiful it is. These thoughts can help you have this positive outlook in your life. If you're feeling down or if you're feeling sad, you can just read these letters and feel as if someone is guiding you towards the path that you want to choose, or towards just a way to clear your head and everything. This book is for you. The next book is The Yellow Wallpaper. This is about a woman who is facing some mental health issues, and the people around her, instead of understanding what she is going through, they lock her in a house, they lock her in a room so that she can get better, because this is set in a time period where women were not allowed to have mental health issues, where people exactly were not allowed to have mental health issues, and she's considered to have hysteria. And it is a short book, like it is 30 pages, but these 30 pages describe perfectly about what it was like for a woman in that time period to descend into complete madness because people around her were not understanding her. And it is a beautiful portrayal of what having a mental health issue is like, and how serious it is, and how much empathy you should have for people who are facing these issues in real life. And just a really beautiful and short story that you can finish in one day. Next is White Nights by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I have talked about this book a lot, and I will continue keep talking about it because it is beautiful. It is about a man who is really lonely in his life. He doesn't have anybody to talk to, and then one day he meets this woman and falls in love with her, and he describes his unrequited love for her. It is a book that is filled with yearning and loneliness and melancholia, and the main reason why you should read this book is because it has like this 15 to 20 page monologue on what loneliness is all about. And I never thought that a book as short as this could express what I am feeling so perfectly, so beautifully. Like this book just articulated all my thoughts about loneliness, because I don't have any thoughts, I don't have beautiful words in my head, but this book just helped me articulate all my thoughts that I was having at the moment about melancholia. The next book is The Death of Ivan Ilyich. It is about Ivan Ilyich, who is on his deathbed and is now questioning about whether he deserves a perfect death or not, and what this perfect death consists of. It is a book that makes you question what it is like. It is a book that makes you question what it means to have a truthful and peaceful death, so that the people around you respect you and you feel as if your life mattered and you can die happily. It makes you question about what achievements you should have accomplished before you die, and just basically what it means to live a perfect or beautiful life. It is a beautiful short story about living and death and existing, and just making your life matter enough so that when you die you don't have any complaints. Next book is Madonna in a Fur Coat. It is about a man who falls in love with this woman in a portrait and eventually meets her, and they form this beautiful bond, this beautiful connection. And it is about his yearning for this woman, his unrequited love for her, and we read about their beautiful conversations about life, about art, about nature, about what it is like to be existing, about what it is like to have emotions, and just a really beautiful book about love. It is so romantic. Like I don't think any romance book can compare to this book, because it is the most romantic book that I have ever read. It made me feel all the emotions that I have. Like, it made me feel angry, it made me feel anxious, it made me just root for them so much to end up together. It made me feel love, so much love. Like, this book is just filled with love, and it's a beautiful book that you should read if you liked White Nights by Fyodor Dostoevsky. This is like a beautiful follow-up to that book. The last book is The Ice Palace. It is about this girl who befriends the new girl in her class. They form this friendship, but one day the new girl goes missing, and we read about what thoughts they both had for each other and what it meant for our main character, how her feelings completely changed when the new girl disappeared. If you ever wondered what Elsa felt like in her ice castle in the movie Frozen, you should read this book, because even though I'm somewhat confused about the themes in this book, because I somehow find them absurd, but I loved the descriptions of the ice palace. It just felt really dark around me. It felt as if I was covered with snow. It felt as if I was actually experiencing myself in the ice palace. And I just love how beautiful the descriptions were. It made me truly feel as if I was living in the ice palace myself. I was listening to the song Under the Water by Aurora, and I think that song perfectly summarizes what this book is about. So go read it if you like ice and you want to know what ice means in different sort of ways. These are the books that you can read in one day, or you can take your time with it. I would recommend reading it more than one time so that you can understand what these books are about. I will definitely suggest trying to Google these books after you finish reading them, because that's what I do and it helps me a lot. And okay, so thank you so much for watching. Bye.